Hey everybody, welcome back to another video and thanks so much for checking it out. In my last episode, I told you all that I have several projects I'm really excited about in 2022, and today I'm ready to share the first one. This story actually goes back a couple months to November when I responded to a Facebook post. That post was about an upcoming short film titled Rosa's Flowers. The director was looking for cast and crew to help on her film, and that's how I got started as the film's location manager. Fast forward a couple months, I met the crew for the first time in person during a location scout. Our first day of location scouting was in February when there was still a lot of snow on the ground, which gave me a hard time trying to figure out how the film could transform this place into looking like it's in Indonesia. But once we got inside and had a look around the interior, it was starting to look real good. The director Amanda and DOP Ben really liked this area in particular as the potential set for their interior batik workshop. Not only that, but this place also had a lot of other things going for it. For one, it was located near Toronto, had lots of space for cast and crew, and most importantly, it had electricity. But sadly, it was just way over budget. Even after friendly negotiations with the owner, our small budget film wasn't able or willing to pay professional/commercial rates. But in the meantime, we found a budget-friendly house to play the location of our Toronto interior scenes. This house belonged to a friend of the producer on our film, so we took up the owner's offer to tour, and this house eventually ended up being the location for our day one shoot. It had the open concept living room, dining, and kitchen area the film needed, and lots of room upstairs to create a hair and makeup station, a production team area, and the set for a bedroom scene as well. Or at least I thought it had enough room, because I later found out on the actual shooting day that film sets get really tight and there was still going to be a lot of work to be done in order to get this place ready for filming. But I'll save that story for another video. Speaking of which, let me know if you'd like me to make another video about my on-set experience from the actual shooting days. Hit the like button or leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know. Your support is awesome. Anyway, back to this story. A few weeks after our first scout, I still hadn't found a suitable barn. So because the location's budget was so small for this film, I had to go find something really low cost. That's when I created posters that I shared on social media, messaged friends for their suggestions, until eventually people reached out to offer their places. So in March, we went to do our second location scout. This time, a friend of the movie's DOP had reached out to offer their family farm. This barn was built by their grandparents decades ago and was sitting unused for a long time, which meant it had accumulated a lot of junk inside that we would later need to get rid of in order to prepare for filming. But overall, it had the right bones to become the set for our interior batik workshop, which was a big sigh of relief because at this point we were less than a month away from filming and desperately needed to lock in a location. So we agreed to come back the next weekend with a few extra hands to help clean up the interior and begin prepping. Luckily, once the barn was totally cleared out, the space was perfect. Although a lot smaller than the interior of the barn I shown you earlier, this location had the rustic charm we were looking for and a huge barn door in the front that would allow camera, lighting, and art teams to load in their equipment easily. That day, Amanda and Ben also started to plan out their scenes on set for the first time. Production designer Chelsea was also on location to draw up a floor plan that would transform this now empty barn into looking like a 1990s workshop in Indonesia. Overall, I had a great experience working as a location manager for the first time and meeting this team. But looking back, I was naive to think that my job was over once I found these locations, because it turned out that on set during the actual filming, I was going to get a lot more busy.